Hey, how come there's no start streaming button? Can't tell if I'm live. Oh! I'm live. I've been live for a minute. Oh, there's something going on here, Cave Dweller, where it's not letting me know. It's not communicating to me. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste this into Twitter. This is the link. Oh, you're pasting the link into Twitter, Cave Dweller. If it ever gets here, we have a slow connection. When there's two people using a computer in this space, forget it. Forget about it. Just forget it all. It's dead. Oh, it's going to make me log in and I don't have an access. Oh, will this work? Oh, it works. Okay. Typing into Twitter live now. And I should probably Facebook. Ugh, wants a password. Screw that noise. Alright. No password for you, Facebook. You are not worth my time. Team Cave Dweller, this is what we got. We have a finished painting to the left of me, right behind me, and the one we're working on to my right, left. There it is. So, this, you may recall, is a painting that I dreamed. I dreamed of this painting, and then it's a painting of itself. Painting of itself. And I dreamed of this painting of itself, so I came here and I painted it. Painted it with a knife, that's why it looks all scrunchy. Oh, and those big drops like amoeba in the background, I painted this over the top of a paint pour exercise. You might call that a piss pour exercise. These paint pour exercises are so piss poor because there's like no picture. Not like, there literally is no picture. It's just, it's not even a design. In fact, they look like this. You might say that this paint pour is more successful than your average paint pour because it has white space. There's actually white paint poured on here. Weird. Which leads you to believe that it's been designed. But it's not been designed. There's been no effort put through that whatsoever, except a willingness to make a mess and go, oh, pretty pictures. They're not pretty. They're pretty dumb. This is a saint. I am the patron saint of half-assery, if you recall your catechism. Or it's me, the Skrauss, patron saint of half-assery. Officially recognized by the Catholic Church as an employee. Now then, this is not the patron saint of half-assery. This is some random saint that I made up, and I liked his beard. This was an alligator. Let's see if we can turn that alligator into something more interesting by opening this book at random and pulling out a picture. This is Road and Track. I love this because of the cover. It's a painting of a race car. Let's put it down here. Get a better look at it if it's down here. Line up my thingies. Boom. Road and Track. Expressive use of a track. Nice expressive use of paint. This is an expressive use of paint in a realistic painting. And it's for people who just love looking at machinery, because there's no person in here. There's not even a chick on the cover. Not even a chick. And when there's no chick on the cover, you know what that means. That means Motorhead. For instance, look at this. There's a chick on this picture. Sitting right there. Oh, sunbeam. Yeah. And there's even statuing. This is a semi-naked chick as an infant. There she is again, smiling. There she is again, standing next to the car. So, the point of the story, the moral of the story, Cave Dweller, is that if you want somebody to look at your car, we back? Are we back to awesomeness? Let's see if we're back. I have to adjust my camera here. Yes, we're back and we're live. We're back and we're powerful. Like this big honking muscle. Look at that. Oh yeah. That's made out of 100% rubber cement. Not yet dried, not yet cured rubber cement. That's me in my bicep. Okay, I'm going to paint something from this magazine of the car. Sorry about that hiccup. Somehow OBS shut down and I have to run everything through a program that then sends it to the program YouTube. These programs are now known as apps. Oh, this is a good picture. Right here, look at this. Two guys in a car. Mountain climbing. I swear, these lights are so dang. My head. So we got this great picture of two fogies in a car. These guys are probably younger than I am now, but they look older than I am now. That's because back in the day, you didn't have to be fit to be a man. You had to be sloppy. You had to be wide sloppy. You still have to be wide, but not necessarily sloppy, which means I'm less of a man because I'm narrow. Oh, this is a great picture of a zebra and a guy running away from a car. Well, let's see if I can get those two guys with that car into this picture of the saint. I lost it though. There it is. All right, here we go. Liquid acrylic. Oh, we got to light off the affectations. We are, let's see, how many minutes are we in here? 8 minutes in. We are here. When the show gets to here, we'll talk about something that's just coming off the top of my head. When the show gets to here, we'll talk about anime. When it gets to here, I'll start singing you lullabies because we're going to wrap it up so that we can get done by here. This is only a 1 hour show, Cave Dweller. And there's not much to it. It's just me talking. I got to check to see if I have issues with my mic. Wait, one. No, we got it. Okay. Now then. Affectation number 1, Senora Guadalupe, chthonic goddess of darkness. Black Madonna, coming from the abyss to the risen world with the stars on her mantle. Help us find our way, Senora Guadalupe. Use that Mexican flag to our advantage. Peso is worth 1,000,000 pesos to $1, something like that. This is a red candle representing Ishu Legua and Saint Expedite, Ishu Legua. Open the gates, Ishu Legua of our hearts, so that we can find truth. Now then, the preliminaries are out of the way. Let's focus. Let's do one of these affectations. I have no idea what it means. Oh, you know what I've been forgetting to do? I learned this great thing from Doc Martin when I went to the NEPI ceremony in Michigan. Pick any color. We're going to erect the aura shield. Any color. You're painting it with your hands. Around your body. Go down to your feet. Now turn your when you get to the bottom, turn your hands like this and then reverse it. And you pick a different color. I'm picking the opposite color on the color wheel. Go up here. Tie it in a knot. Sound effects are optional. Okay, back to what I was doing. I just wanted to show you the thing about painting your aura and strengthening your protection against mind control and gaslighting, which is going crazy. Here's a thread from Twitter that I have with Bucephus. Bucephus. There he is. That's a little picture of him right there. He says, this seems familiar, like a curtain group has done this before. He's got the thinking emoji doing this. If only I could connect the damn dots. So it's talking about how, and he's retweeting a tweet that says, Lebanese protesters call for government to resign over Beirut explosions. I replied, damn, the whole government must resign? Heck, that's draconian. If we asked our government to resign over every incompetence, we would be speaking Canadian since the French-Indian War. Bocephus says, it smells like an intelligence op. I said, it does, but are we just paranoid? After a diet of conspiratainment and false flags and witnessing the unraveling left, we've been gaslit. And then Soke responded to me saying, no, we are most evidently not paranoid. I don't know why I thought that was necessary. Conspiratainment, in fear attainment. That's me. That's what I specialize in fear attainment. Inferior attainment is most likely. Let me just wet my whistle. Let's get some painting done. You're here to watch painting. You're not here to watch me flap my guns. One concurrent viewer. Oh, I guess you dropped off. Yeah, you were up, then you dropped off. Oh, now you're back? Well, maybe. Hi, how's it going? Ask me anything. In the comments section below, ask me anything. I will answer it. Now then, let's get to this car with these geezers that are younger than I am. All right, there's a big tree here. No questions yet. No questions mean no interactions. In the wild world of the Skrauss. It's good to have a wild-looking tree behind the head of a saint. Now then, get the car. Can you see this? Let me see if I can get you closer. This situation is very delicate. I have to move a bunch of stuff around. I have to shift this whole box. My camera is actually my computer, and it's sitting on a box. And I'm going to shift it. Oh, yes. There we go. We're shifting. We're shifting. We're moseying. We're doing it. Now, this is the picture I'm working on. You can barely see it because it's... If I had a C-stand, that would be handy because I could just... That works. All I've done is, you should see this, it's hilarious. Okay, let's get back to work. I have an extra tripod and I balanced another painting on the tripod and against this painting, which is behind this painting. And it's precariously there for your enjoyment. Looking at that little box. Okay, so you can see the saint. Let's get this car, baby. Old-timey wheels with spokes. Okay, well, this is way off. That's alright. These kind of wonky drawings, I guess that's what happens. This is why they teach you not to draw. Start with one line and then fill it in like this, because often things go awry. Okay, so this is totally uncool, this drawing. I'm sorry. Better make it bigger. Right. This would be like over here. This wheel would be spinning over here. Now to fill it in with color. Keep it open to that page because I want to look at the color there. We'll paint it baby blue to get started, which means white and a baby. White and a baby. This particular baby is going to be Prussian blue hue. That's right, baby. Baby. Mix them together gently. This is way too dark. Looks all right to you, but it's going to dry even darker than this. I need white. Well, maybe that's too much. Well, we'll see what happens. Don't go nuts when you mix your paints. Use them sparingly. That stuff is expensive. And using it just because you like to be a spendthrift doesn't make you a better artist. All right, now then. Time for application. All right, and there we have it. It's a car. So, what's going on in the world of current events for you? Milwaukee, Wisconsin has just instituted a statewide masks everywhere you go policy. Some people enforce it, some people don't. I was showing an apartment to a customer for a landlord that I do work for sometimes, and they complained about me because I wasn't wearing a mask. In my opinion, if you want me to wear a mask, say something. That's just my opinion. Be assertive. Hello, will you wear a mask, please? Yeah, lady. All right, I'll go get one. What's in my car? Oh, you know what I need? I need a swig of coffee. I will let you look at these fine paintings as I go and do that. Imagine the coloration. Marjorie spent like $90 on a bag of macadamia nuts. And these are good because they're not coated with canola or other vegetable oils as they typically are. I've never seen them not coated with oils. So she got these at, believe it or not, Costco, which is the Chinese outlet mall. And I'm afraid that this 6-pound bag that she spent $90 on, I just inhaled it in like a day. I love nuts. I don't have self-control. Cheers! Pick up that coffee that's sitting next to you that you started this morning and see if you can polish it off for me. Still toasty. Now then, we got this car going. We got the guys in the car. But we don't want them to... You know what is actually a delicious flavor? Nuts washed down with a swig of coffee. It is unusually tasty. Any nut, even a non-nut nut like a peanut. Coffee goes well with nuts. I don't know why. I'm using, what is this, burnt umber, raw umber? Where is it? Where's the one I just put on my palette? Oh, this one. I can't, you can see it's all twisted. This no-name brand is all twisted because the cap sticks, and then the whole thing, pretty soon this will shear apart, and then my paint will suck. So I need to really get with it and use it up. But it's not a color I use that often, believe it or not. I know you believe it. I don't have to even say it or not. This is for their jackets. They don't need much color, these guys. We can keep them subdued so that they look like they're in the background. And we'll have Saint, what's his name, in the foreground. Their hats. And this spare tire. I had a dream last night that I was just screaming at my mom. Like, screaming at her. I don't remember what I was so mad about, but it ended up with me saying, "I hate you." And I realized upon waking up that that's, in fact, even in the dream I realized, wow, that's kind of childish. It's like a little kid having a tantrum. So I don't know what it means. We analyze the dream, remembering that every character in the dream is usually us, and it's not the person we're dreaming about. Something about me that's like my mom that I hate. And I actually do. I hate the way I was raised, and I hate that I'm like my mom because I just don't respect her. Not that she doesn't deserve respect, but I mean, come on, dude. You know, you raised two boys to be sissies. I mean, thanks for nothing. All that claptrap about being good and being holy, meaning not fighting. So, as a child, my interpretation of being godly was being like Ezekiel and walking in the power of God and smiting evildoers. And not that I necessarily wanted to smite people. I just wanted to walk in miracles, you know, and run faster than a chariot and teleport and do crazy things that those guys did. But that meant being holy. And being holy meant behaving. And there's nothing worse for a man and a boy than to behave. The best thing any father can ever do is say, yeah, I used to fight a lot as a child. And then reprimand the child when they fight, but secretly be like, good job, son. You got to get in there and you mix it up and you figure out on your own that fighting isn't the way to do things. Bill Burr had said something really great about that in the Joe Rogan Experience recently. It was like in middle school when blood started flying in the fights. That's when he was like, whoa, 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 this is what's going on. I'm not going to be the fighter anymore. But you got to get in there and be willing to be the fighter. At first, I never was, and I paid the price. So now I'm adding the water to this burnt umber, and I'm going to try to paint this mud track that they're on. We'll say that it goes all the way around. And this tree, I'm just going to hit that with some serious burnt umber. Because tree bark is brown. I can see here that there's probably some lavender in here, but photographs don't bring out the best in color. They just bring out the basics. They give you a gist of the color that is actually in the moment. Which is why painters always say you have to go to the spot. You have to go there and see it in person. You can't paint from a photograph. Of course, we do all the time. Painters do all the time. Because it's so convenient. It gives you shapes and likenesses, and if you want to, but you still have to go and learn that there's these other things to be seen by painting live. Not like I'm doing, but like in situ, or as they say, plein air. Of course, it doesn't have to be plein air. What if you're painting an interior? I guess then it's fancy air or putting on airs. It's definitely not plain. Yeshua Legua, help me, I'm tongue-tied. Actually, that looks really great. I really like the way that's come out, the way that burnt umber blends with the pink in the background. This actually may be my most successful painting for the small amount of time that I've worked on it. It's my most successful beginning to a painting. I'm going to put some gray in the back there. You're still using burnt umber, but I'm going to add some green to it so that it, even though the field they're in it, I like that pink. A latte. Okay, let's see if what I can do to minimize obliterating it. My mistake is always painting too much. So what I want to do here is I want to paint as little as possible. Okay. Trying to get the look of these There's some trees in the background. We have a line of trees here, and they just look like kind of a dirty mist. And they go into this small copse of evergreens, and then some hills in the background there. I'm trying to capture that somewhat. Look at this. This is you're looking at a photograph transmitted via the internet of a photograph that's been printed on the page of a magazine. You have no idea what colors are in this magazine print of a photograph taken. You have a worse ringside seat than I do. My ringside seat is at least behind the fat guy. Yours is behind the John. Now then, see if we can get more of this dust in the sky. I'm calling it dust. Something over here. I think I'm going to have to add some green. Okay, I'm going to use phthalo green, and just a dab will do ya of the phthalo. Whoops, oh, I'm sorry. The dust. Whoops, I don't even have this aimed at the painting. All right, this is what we're looking at. I should turn this one around so you can get a better focus. Wait one. This is what happens when you produce your own show and you don't plan ahead. You're just winging it all the time. That's the story of my life. My greatest strength and my greatest weakness. Somebody told me that was a Trump quote. He said, I'm my best when I'm just winging it. Unfortunately, that's also when I'm at my worst. I can relate. If he said that, he's a genius. If he didn't say that, I'm a genius. Now then. Drips are okay sometimes, but I don't want them on this one. And that's the trouble when you paint upright with a lot of water. Drips. Now then, let's look at my palette. My brush, my palette. Green, phthalo green, baby. I didn't buy this. Or did I buy this? Maybe I bought it. I don't know. But I bought it because it's not a mixture. I mean, I'm assuming I bought it. Maybe I bought it. I don't know. But if I bought it because it's not a mixture. So what we got here now is a very dark greenish color. It's pretty nice. Or as my nephew Josiah said, it's pretty sweet. I asked him what he thought of my MA show, and he said, pretty sweet. And I said, what was your favorite part? And he said, oh, I like the one that was blah, blah, blah. It wasn't even part of my show. It was someone else's exhibition. That's my nephew for you. And then I didn't see him for 6 years, and he became an adult. Suddenly he became an adult after 6 years. Children, they just don't stand still. They're always moving. They're always moving forward through time. Unlike me, I've stopped, like Dick Clark. Sans facelift. All right, it's almost time. Oh, it's past time to talk about anime. I gotta put this green in before it dries up, and before I forget to talk about anime. My favorite thing, my favorite obsession. Where's that picture? Oh, yeah, let's put some green in the sky. Oops, too dark. Okay. This is that copse. This is some of the landscape here. I don't want to obliterate this pink. Just because I love it so much. And it looks like I'm obliterating it. I dig, damn it. I can't help myself. All right. Add some of that whitish bluish. And now, so that you know it's the sky, I'm just going to add blue, a little bit of green. Okay, I put a lot of green in. Oh, This is like too much green right here. I'm mixing. This is the blue that I mixed with this green. Add water. Just add water. Sky. Oh! Whoa. That's a color I want to eat. In fact, I'm just going to add it all the way to the top. It's so wonderful. Oh, yeah, baby. Now remember, don't forget to paint the sides. The sides of this painting are yellow, but I feel like that's too distracting. So, I'm painting them. The color of the sky. Color of the sky. Color of the sky. Okay, but my voice is gone. I used to be able to hit those notes. Then all of a sudden I woke up one day and I couldn't. Maybe you're saying, thank God. I know I am. Alright, this probably should be some other color. Alright, that's alright if blue is in the backdrop. Okay. And I may have done it. I may have done too much. I did too much, Cave Dweller. I did too much and I almost ruined it. So, I'm going to hit it with the dab method. Oh, sorry. Whoops, sorry. Okay, there we go. The dab method. Oh, it's too dry to dab. Uh-oh. Darn. Wipe. Wipe and smear. Well, too late. Okay. So, Cave Dweller, that's about it. That's about it for this show. I'm going to start wrapping it up in 5 minutes. Before I do, let me talk about my favorite obsession, the thing that keeps me from doing anything, the thing that makes me just sit around and do nothing, anime, on favorite no-name brand streaming service. The last time I was on the no-name brand streaming service, there was only 2 anime. Maybe there was a third. There may have been something like Sailor Moon or something, but there was Darker Than Black, which was about a kid in an area that was like a no man's land, a supernatural no man's land. It was like that Russian movie. It had a weird life or radiation or something. So, and he's related to that somehow. His sister is locked up in it, and he can throw threads and swing on threads and zip around, and he kills people. It's pretty great. Darker Than Black. And the other one was a thing called Monster, which was about a doctor who is chasing a serial killer. There's a cat and mouse between the doctor and the serial killer. I didn't watch that one all the way through. I don't know why. I don't know. Now, it's completely exploded, and I can't keep up. There's dozens of them on anime. I mean, on no-name brand streaming service. The one I'm currently watching several at once, but my favorite one is what is it? Tadadara, something like that. It stands for Tiger and Dragon. And my favorite anime are based out of light novels series. So there was, what is it? Diegyo, 8th Grade Syndrome, we'll call it, and Love and Other Delusions. That was one. And then this one is Tadadara. So great. There's a love tetrahedron in high school. There's a girl that's bossing this kid around. For some reason, she cons him into doing whatever she says, and they become friends because they're neighbors, and she can't take care of herself. He has to take care of her. She's the tiger. He's the dragon. And they're using each other. They're helping each other get with the boy and the girl that they want to be with. So Tiger has to help the dragon get with the girl that dragon wants, and the boy that Tiger wants, dragon has to help her get with him, even though she already turned him down after he professed his love. He's the vice president. And it's so great. It's so great. So many great things happen, and there's twists and turns, and like all anime, there's over-the-topness, there's subtlety, and there's shifting allegiances. It's so great. The characters become rounder. They start out like this, and then they walk off the painting because they become fleshed in. And they also change. They go through these changes. I don't know. I'm just obsessed with this one right now. There's another one called Maid Sama, which is similar, high school thing with the love triangles, but this one is about Maid Sama, Sama is an honorific, which means it's when you're speaking upward to somebody who's like your teacher or your grandmother, somebody very respectful. The maid is the girl who is in a maid cafe where you have to dress up like a maid. And I talked about this 2 days ago, but it's just so great it bears repeating. But she's also student council president, and she rules with a big stick, and everybody's afraid of her. Yet she's working in a maid cafe. Hijinks ensues. Last episode, there was a break-in at the cafe, and they put handcuffs on her and put tape on her mouth. And she just breaks the handcuffs because she knows jujitsu, and she beats these guys up. Oh, man, it's so great. It's just hilarious. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful world, the world of anime. It's so imaginative. Even the most plain things are fun to watch. Netflix calls these two shows heartfelt. And they are. You can feel your heart breaking every episode. Now then, let's wrap it up. It's been a great time. I love talking about anime. I don't really have anything formal to say about it. I don't have any visuals to show you because I am at my worst right now by winging it. But I want to thank you for being here, Cave Dweller. I want to thank you for always being here and checking in to see what the Skrauss is up to. And someday soon, maybe I'll come to your town. Let's see if I can get there. Let's see if I can get to your town. I don't know the way. Google Maps says you can't get here. I mean, no name brand maps says you can't get there from here. But I can find a way. So you can support me on Patreon. This is where you find me on the internet. Can you read that? imageforhire.com is the website. Patreon.com/the Skrauss. And on Birdie and camera, I'm _Skrauss. And you can see pictures and my opinions, which I delete after a week because everybody hates my opinions. The art world hates my opinions. One time I had some yutz who was, I complained about this so often. There was somebody coming in who was a curator. She came to my studio, looked at my paintings, and she said, why don't you do something political? And when she said, why don't I do something political, what she really meant was, why don't you do something that agrees with my presupposed ideas and suppositions and the base foundation of all my thinking that I haven't changed since middle school? That's essentially what she was saying. And I said, pshaw. Thank you. We'll see you later, Team Cave Dweller. Don't ever forget how much I love you. Am I actually live? It's not giving me an end now button. Well, we'll see what happens. This is all an experiment. And I run the experiment. I am the king of the experiment. You know what I'm saying?